Muralidharanji, Honorable Minister for External Affairs, State and also Parliamentary Affairs, Sri P.V. Abdul Wahab, my friend, Member of Parliament and Chairman Keraleeyam, Sri G. Rajamohanji, Working Chairman Keraleeyam, Sri J. Alexander, IAS Retired President Keraleeyam, awardees, distinguished guests, and my friends in Parliament who have made it to come here to this function, and brothers and sisters. I am pleased to attend this 15th V.K. Madhavankutty Memorial Media Award function here today. When Sri Abdul Wahab mentioned it to me, I have readily agreed. But it could not take place in between because, of COVID issue. And subsequently, we have decided that we will have the program today. Sri Madhavankutty ji was a well-known and widely respected journalist whom I also had the privilege of knowing him personally for several years. As editor of Mathrubhumi Malayalam Daily, and was one of the founders of the first Malayalam language private television news channel, Asianet in Kerala. The legend in his lifetime, I call him as a legend. Sri Madhavankutty won several awards as a journalist and as a literary figure of eminence. He was conferred the Kerala Sahitya Academy Award in 1991 and Swadesh Abhimani Puraskaram in 2002 by the Kerala government for his exemplary contribution as a journalist. He has also authored several books in Malayalam, short stories and memoirs. I would like to congratulate Global Kerala Initiative, Keraleeyam, a philanthropic organization devoted to the rehabilitation of AIDS-affected and destitute children, for instituting the Media Award in the name of its founder, President Sri V.K. Madhavankutty. As we are all aware, at the basic level, journalism is a collation and distribution of news in print and non-print forms. The essence of journalism lies in providing objective and truthful coverage of events to the people. That is the basic responsibility, duty. In the past, news was considered sacrosanct and treated as news, not tempered by or tampered by opinion. Of course, editorials and articles in the opinion pages used to reflect and must reflect the stance taken by the newspaper on important issues. Editorial, special articles. Yes, the newspaper or the editor or the persons who are writing the articles, they are entitled to have their opinion. This is reflected in the work of legendary editors of yesteryears like Frank Moraes and Nikhil Chakravarti, among several others. There are many such examples across the country. I have always held the view that news must not be colored or slanted with the views. News is different from the views. Views are personal. News is public. So news should not be polluted, diluted. And I always feel that factual information or actual information is information with confirmation, is more than an ammunition. This should be understood by one and all, and they should not color the news. Unfortunately, there have been a decline in journalistic standards over the years, and today it's difficult if you read only one newspaper, an objective picture, or viewing a single news channel. You go through different newspapers. Some news are headlines in some newspapers. And the same news is not even a line in other newspapers. How can it be? I am not able to understand this. Presenting news through the prism of biased opinion casts a shadow on the dispassionate and neutral nature of journalism. Media organizations would be doing a disservice to journalism by presenting tinted news to drive a particular agenda. Sadly, nowadays, commercial interest seems to be the main consideration for quite a few media houses. They start a newspaper or a channel to protect their interest, commercial interest. This is unfortunate and that should not be encouraged. I am not saying the media organizations employing hundreds and thousands of employees should not be run on commercial lines. How can you run a newspaper without advertisement, without charging for the newspaper? It cannot be a charity activity. I am aware of it. To run a newspaper is not an ordinary thing, and nowadays particularly. And in the decline of advertisement, particularly after COVID, and also too much competition, it's not that much simple or easy to run a newspaper or a news channel. But commercial interest alone should not become the overriding factor in the selection and presentation of news and articles. The principle of objectivity is one of the foremost lessons in journalism. The term implies a rational perspective on any given situation. It includes components like truth, facts, and impartiality. Autonomy and neutrality are equally important. Autonomy is important, neutrality also is important. If a media house is not autonomous, it will eventually end up losing its royal readers and viewers. Hence, freedom is one of the essential prerequisites for practicing serious and meaningful journalism. It needs to be emphasized that in a democracy, greater onus is placed on journalists to be unbiased. Journalism is as diverse as the circumstances that exist in a complex world of multiple challenges. Therefore, the media plays a critical role in maintaining the social fabric and the political system of a country. It should engage more proactively in advocacy, protection of rights of the downtrodden and the powerless, and in uncovering the illegal and corrupt practices. And ultimately, it should function without fear or favor. Journalism becomes the third eye of the citizens. It is what enables them to exercise some amount of effective control over the actions of the government. This function is performed by informing the citizens. It also performed by engaging in effective and rational discussions on decisions of the government. It should also constructively criticize the actions of the government with evidence, facts, and insightful reach. It must also give enough coverage to the developmental agenda of the nation, whatever government it may be. This is how it becomes the fourth and invisible pillar of democracy, when it stays true to its principles. Only an investigative journalism is free of bias and partisanship can the media live up to the reputation as a fourth estate. in recent years, the quality of India's public discourse has been lowered, and this is reflected in the decline of the quality of journalism. There is an overall decline in every sphere of public life, starting with politics. Politics used to be a mission. Of late, some people are making it a commission, giving omission and also remission to the interest of the people and to the truth. Politicians and journalists, they have a greater responsibility to maintain standards, set better examples to others. When the politicians maintain standards, you can also expect others also to follow. But unfortunately, there is a decline in standards, values, ethics, and respect for rule of law. It's very unfortunate. It will weaken democracy. And politicians should understand that different politicians representing different viewpoints, different parties, they are standing for their principles, their ideology, but they are not enemies of each other. They are at best rivals, ideological rivals, political rivals, but should not be taken to the level of animosity. This is a basic thing that has to be understood and followed by every politician. The bitterness against individual, against a leader of a party, is not in the... You expose him, you criticize him, criticize his actions, criticize his policies, but at the social level, public level, maintain respect for each other. This is what is required. And also the social media. Social media is doing good in certain spheres. But social media is also being hijacked by anti-social elements, and it's causing havoc. We have to understand this. And also encourage only such people who promote truth, encourage standards, and then serve the cause of the people, rather than becoming a forum for blackmailing, yellow journalism, or creating social dissensions among the society on the basis of religion, on the basis of caste, on the basis of region. This should not be encouraged at all. We are seeing nowadays havoc is being created in the social media platforms. I agreed for this immediately the moment Mr. Wahab has told me, because of the respect I have for V.K. Madhavankutty, such a great legendary figure in Indian journalism. And getting award in his name is a great recognition for the people who are being awarded. It's not the question of award or reward. It's the question of recognition of your services, your merit in doing justice to your profession. The journalists of the present years should follow people like Sri Madhavankutty and try to emulate those examples. And in order to strengthen democracy, politicians of course has to maintain values. Journalists also has to maintain values and ethics. And also there has to be truthful and constructive reporting. As I am the chairman of Rajya Sabha, of course disturbances are there, obstructions are there, that's I don't want to get detailed into that. But at the same time, don't think that all parliamentarians in Parliament behave in such a fashion. Few handful of them are indulging in it, but they are getting headlines. They are getting more coverage than parliamentarians who truthfully, faithfully attend the Parliament and make constructive sessions, constructive criticism. The other day, nowadays I am getting disappointed over the conduct of some of the members and also conduct of sections of the media. I have media friends here, and today it's a forum, so I want to share my agony with regard to the role played by media. Sensationalism. Sensationalism means senselessness. Should not be encouraged at all. It's not should be aimed only to make a headline, because your headline is not going to become deadline. It can be only momentary for a while. And constructive thing and developmental agenda and good performance should be the headline. The other day, there was a discussion on the judiciary, High Court judges and Supreme Court judges. Many members were criticizing the judiciary fairly, they have got every right. And many members were supporting, etc. I had occasion to hear the speech of a member from Kerala, Jan Britas. Wonderful, really. I enjoyed it. Next day, to my disappointment, not even a single line of what he spoke in the House was reported in the national media. I don't know about Malayalam media. I was so disappointed. It's not about John Britas or the issue of judiciary. On many important issues, there are wonderful members in my house who make constructive criticism, criticize the government or the policy or the bill in their might. But such people should be encouraged. Such speeches should be highlighted. It's not happening in majority of the cases. Only sensationalism or only disturbances, only obstruction, not construction, is getting prominence. This trend has to be arrested. I earnestly appeal to the media. Please follow the line of constructive, positive attitude. Positive do not mean support the government. I am not talking about it. You have got every right to criticize the government, support the government. But at the same time, factual, actual reporting will be useful to encourage such people from making good speeches. By having good conduct in the House. There are members who regularly attend the Parliament. Some members come the beginning and sit till the end. Even people like Sharad Pawar, who is very experienced at this age also, he never goes himself to the well, allow his party men to go to the well, but patiently sits in the House. We had Motilal Vora, Congress member from Chhattisgarh. At that age also used to really, anyway, he used to come to the House, take part in the proceedings, question hour, ask for clarifications, supplementaries, and also make speeches, criticize the government, giving constructive suggestions at that age also. So the youngster should emulate such people, the parliamentarians. And then the media should encourage, highlight such conduct of people who are regular in attending Parliament, regular in attending committees. Today I complimented Sri T.G. Venkatesh, Sri Ram Gopal Yadav, and also Sri Jairam Ramesh, chairman of various committees, for submitting number of reports in time and making it available to the parliamentarians, because committee system is very important. But unfortunately, there are some members who do not attend committees. 3 out of 22 committees, only some people attended. Such facts should be highlighted by the media and their names should be published. 22 meetings of a committee, you attend only 2 committee meetings. Then what for you are a parliamentarian? And someone told me, no sir, it is the prerogative of the member whether to come to the meeting or not. When somebody else said the same thing the other day, some people moved a privilege motion also. We'll go through the privilege motion and decide on merits. When you say it's your privilege to attend the parliament or not, how can you criticize others? You are duty bound to attend parliament unless you have some compelling reason. I do agree, in politics, in public life, sometimes you need to go out also, attend other responsibilities as a public representatives. But if the people do not attend committee meetings, they are paid, they are in important committees, and if they don't come, and if this fact is made known to people, I am not talking of any particular individual, number of people. This is not the example of few people. They don't attend. And there are people who attend %, sit through. So both the cases has to be highlighted. This is my advice to the media. If you do it, it will have sobering effect on parliamentarians. This is a service you can do for the sake of democracy. This is my suggestion to the media. I congratulate the winners of Sri V.K. Madhavankutty Media Award, Sri Prashant Raghuvamsam, Resident Editor, Asianet News Television Channel, at Delhi, for his exemplary contribution as an electronic media journalist. Sri Kamal Varadur, Chief Editor of Chandrika Malayalam News Daily, is an acclaimed sports journalist. He was also the President of Kerala Union of Working Journalists. Sri Anu Abraham, Senior Sub-Editor, Mathrubhumi Malayalam News Daily, is the winner of V.K. Madhavankutty Award for Print Media this year. He won the Press Council of India Award in 2019, Kerala Government State Media Award in 2020, and the Kerala's Media Academy Award in 2021 for his journalistic skills in print media. Sri Alex Raj, popularly known as Alex Ram Mohammed, is an upcoming young journalist and senior reporter of 24 News, a Malayalam language television channel. He is the winner of Sri Madhavankutty Award for Electronic Media this year. And I also have a strong feeling, media in our Indian languages, both in print and electronic, they should be encouraged more and more. Because that is the language known to the people. Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Marathi, Punjabi, Assami, Bhojpuri, so many languages are there, beautiful languages. And those are the languages which are known to the people. So I have a soft corner. Why soft corner? I can say positive bias towards Indian news language channels. I am not against other languages. They should be promoted, but our language, with people's languages, they should be promoted. I understand that the award jury led by Mr. T.P. Srinivasan, former Ambassador of India to the United States of America, was unanimous. The jury was unanimous in selecting the winners for their erudite style of reporting and presentation of the news items with a social relevance, with humanitarian angle. I hope the journalist will use the might of the pen to protect the interest of the people and for the development of the nation. India is moving forward. We must all stand by the country. Country means people. People means all, irrespective of caste, creed, sex, religion and region. India is one. So we must stand by the people, promote their interest, espouse their cause. I once again congratulate all the winners of Sri V.K. Madhavankutty Media Award and Global Kerala Initiative of Keraleeyam for instituting this award. I am happy that Mr. Wahab, honorable member of my house, he, along with his business, he does take interest in promoting education, particularly girl-child education. Promoting education institutions, because literacy and then girls' education is very important. This morning he came and met me and he wanted to raise the issue of government's move to reduce the marriage age for girls. I told him, think about it in a larger context. He was telling me, sir, you know the social reality. Education for the girls, jobs for the girls, how much is available and how do you expect them to wait up to 21? This is a matter to be debated. There are two opinions going by the Indian conditions. But at the same time, it's a progressive step. This has to be understood. And then an occasion comes, one can oppose, one can propose. Because I always tell the people in Parliament, let the government oppose. Let the opposition, if it wants, oppose. Let them propose, let them oppose. Let the House dispose. That is the way in Parliament, there is no other way. Proposing, opposing, and then disposing. You cannot dispose it physically, by shouting more or by doing something or obstructing and all. This has to be understood by one and all. Once again, I am very happy to be amidst you all today, this evening, for this wonderful function. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Sri P.V. Abdul Wahab